You can give all day long. You'll show up for everyone, anticipate what they need, hand out praise like it's free. But the moment someone tries to give something back to you, a compliment, a credit, a kind word about who you are, you deflect it before it can land. That reflex has a cost you might not have counted. Every time you wave away your own worth, you teach yourself a little more that it isn't true. Hey friends, I'm Sandy Bartlett, shamanic practitioner, and if you can pour into everyone else but go strangely uncomfortable the second the good stuff is aimed at you, this one's for you. Here's how people-pleasing quietly works on your self-worth. You become fluent in giving. You're the one who notices, who encourages, who makes other people feel good about themselves. And you're just as fluent in turning it around the second it comes back at you. Someone compliments your work and you point to the team. Someone says you're wise and you laugh it off. Someone names something good about you and you change the subject. Or argue them out of it. Or say, oh, stop. You think you're just being humble, being easy, not too much. But here's what's actually happening underneath. Every time you deflect, you make a choice, usually without realizing that it is a choice. You choose the safety of staying small over the risk of letting your own worth land. And the more you make that choice, the more your self-worth quietly erodes. Not because it isn't there, because you keep declining to receive it. Here's the deeper layer. That reflex to turn away your own worth didn't start with you. It came down the line. In shamanic work, this is ancestral lineage healing. The women before you weren't given the safety to own their wisdom or their worth out loud. Owning it was dangerous. It drew attention. It broke the rules about how much space a woman was allowed to take. So they learned to deflect, to defer, to make themselves smaller. That choice got passed down generation after generation, until it arrived in you, running so automatically it doesn't even feel like a choice anymore. But it is one, and that's the good news. A pattern you inherited is a pattern you're allowed to set down. You're not stuck with it. You're the one in the line with enough safety to finally choose differently. Think of the last time someone said something good about you and you deflected it. What did you say to wave it off? And what would it have felt like to just say, thank you? Tell me below in the comments. Let me tell you about the moment I caught myself doing this. I was in an Akashic reading, and I get those regularly, and a word came through for me, crone. And the second I heard it, everything in me wanted to push it away. Because I heard it the way I think most women hear it, as a word about being old, past it, diminished. But that wasn't what it meant at all. In that reading, and in subsequent readings, crone meant wisdom keeper, the wise one, the person people come to for guidance and safety. It was being offered to me as a description of who I actually am. And my first move was to turn it away, to hear the smallest, most diminishing version of the word instead of the one being handed to me. That's the pattern right there. Someone offered me my own wisdom, and I reached for the interpretation that let me stay small. Not because I couldn't receive it, because receiving it wasn't a move I recognized as available to me yet. I'd spent so long deflecting that hearing wise and flinching was just automatic. I'd love to tell you I'd take it in perfectly now. I don't. It's a practice. Some days a good word lands and I let it. Some days I still catch myself reaching to wave it off. The difference now is that I notice the choice. And noticing it is what makes it a choice again, instead of a reflex. If you're realizing you've been deflecting your own worth, giving endlessly and turning away anything that comes back, this is ancestral healing work. It's the process of setting down a pattern the women before you never got to set down, and learning to receive what's actually yours. I work one-to-one with women ready to stop turning away their own worth. If that's you, the link to book is in the description. Here's where you'll meet this. Someone says something genuinely good about you, names a strength, thanks you for who you are, calls you something you'd never call yourself. And you feel the old reflex load up. Deflect, minimize, point somewhere else, say, oh, it was nothing. This is the moment you get to see the choice. You don't have to make a speech. You just let the good thing land and you say 2 words, thank you. That's it. No deflection, no redirect, no talking them out of it. You let your own worth sit in the room without rushing to make it smaller. If you feel uncomfortable the first dozen times, that's not a sign you're doing it wrong. That's the old choice, asking to be made again. And you choosing, just this once, to receiving instead. You won't do it every time, and that's fine. Each time you do, you take a little of your worth back. When's the last time you let a compliment fully land instead of deflecting it? Tell me what that was like in the comments. Deflecting your worth was never humility. It was a choice to stay small, made so many times it stopped feeling like a choice at all. The women before you made that same choice their whole lives because owning their worth was never safe for them. You don't have that constraint anymore, even though the old wiring still acts like you do. The wisdom a word like that names, it's not arrogance to receive it. It's just true. You won't learn to take it in all at once. You'll practice. You'll catch the reflex, choose differently, miss it the next time, catch it again. That's not failure. That's how you slowly stop handing your own worth away. I'll see you next time.